Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a Texas death penalty case that turned into this shocking, down-to-the-wire race against the clock. It's a story where the search for legal fairness slammed right into a family's desperate need for justice. Now, that isn't some hypothetical question. No, this is exactly what happened in the final days of Texas serial killer Danny Lee Barber. And it created this legal and emotional firestorm that honestly brings up some really tough questions about our entire justice system. So we're actually going to start this story at the very end. Picture this. The date is February 11th, 1999. We're at the state penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas. On that night, after sitting on death row for 2 decades, 43-year-old Danny Barber was executed by the state. But let me tell you, the road that led him to that gurney was anything but simple. To really get why Barber ended up there in the first place, we have to rewind the clock. We're going back to the late 1970s in Dallas County. You see, Barber's path to death row, it wasn't for just a single crime. He actually confessed to killing 4 different women between 1977 and 1979, which revealed this just horrifying pattern of violence. For the murders of Mercedes Mendez, Mary Caperton, and another woman who was never identified, he got life sentences. But it was the murder of Janice Ingram that ultimately sent him to death row. All right, so let's talk about the crime that sealed his fate. It all started as what was supposed to be a simple home invasion. So what happened was Barber broke into the home of 50-year-old Janice Ingram, planning to burglarize it. But the encounter turned deadly. And tragically, it was her own mother and brother who found her body the next day when she didn't answer their calls. In his confession, Barber's story was that he'd just gone bananas when Ingram unexpectedly found him inside her home. He tried to blame his actions on his alcoholism and depression, basically framing this brutal murder as just a burglary that spiraled out of his control. Okay, but this right here, this is where the story takes its most dramatic, unbelievable twist. You see, that execution on February 11th, that wasn't even supposed to be the day. Think about this. Just 2 months earlier, on December 9th, 1998, Barber was already on the gurney. The clock was ticking down. He came within a single hour, just 60 minutes, of the lethal drugs flowing into his veins. And then, just like that, everything stopped. A federal judge issued a stay of execution, which is a legal order to halt the whole procedure, putting it on hold indefinitely. And the craziest part? The reason had absolutely nothing to do with whether Barber was guilty or innocent. It was about a challenge to the Texas justice system itself. So, this whole delay was kicked off by another inmate's lawsuit. The argument was that the state's process for granting clemency, the power to show mercy and reduce a sentence, was fundamentally unfair. So a judge agreed to hit pause on all executions, including Barber's, to review the entire system. For 2 whole months, the wheels of justice just ground to a halt. So you've got this legal fight going on, which, don't get me wrong, is essential for ensuring due process and fairness. But at the same time, it created this incredibly tense, incredibly painful situation for the victims' families who were just waiting for what they saw as final justice. And wow, nothing captures that anguish better than this quote from Janice Ingram's 92-year-old mother, Ruth Clowers. She had traveled all the way to Huntsville to witness the execution only to have it canceled right at the last minute. That delay just filled her with this terrible dread that she might never see justice for her daughter in her lifetime. So after 2 long months of legal review, the courts finally made their decision. They upheld the state's procedures, ruling them constitutional. With all the legal challenges now exhausted and that temporary stay lifted, a new execution date was set. And this time, there were no more delays. So where does that leave us? The case of Danny Barber really forces us to confront a difficult question, doesn't it? It's a powerful reminder that the systematic pursuit of legal fairness can clash head-on with the deep human need for closure. And it leaves you wondering, in that really complicated space between the two, what does justice truly look like?